I think we're good to go.
Hi guys, welcome to the podcast where Cat and Nat try and just talk about things that are relevant either in entertainment or the world, pop culture. Not to say that we know anything about it, but we're going to try and get you up to date because I recently was talking to someone and they said, I don't even know what's anything about the world anymore.
I know.
And someone recently it's a Canadian journalist, let's call them.
Wow.
Pop culture journalist.
Okay.
Recently left her job as a talk show host.
Okay.
In order to go back to pop culture and all that, because she's like, that's really what influences the world. They influence fashion, they influence like beauty, they influence like literal trends and all that. So that was her passion to get back into it. So like you really can't be blind. Like you're kind of out of it if you don't know what's going on at all.
Well,
so it's kind of
I did watch the People Choices Award.
I sound like my mom. People Choices Awards. I like that.
People Choice.
Tell me what happened because I literally didn't even know it was on. And
Sorry,
I started to see it on social, but
I knew none of them.
And Jennifer Aniston was hosting?
No,
but she was just
gave an award to Adam Sandler.
Okay.
And here's the funny thing about awards. Number one, if you're there, you're winning, especially those big ones, because and
especially like People's Choice, because People's Choice is just, it's not like it's the Grammys or the Oscars.
Oh, there was no one there. Everyone, I said to Olivia, they like had the categories. I'm like, that person's going to win. She's like, how do you know? I'm like, they're there. And so I just kept saying it like that.
Is there a lot of reality TV?
I sent you some pictures.
Yeah.
So I'm watching and the award, most award shows are total, like hogwash, just a money grab for like companies because they all know who's going to win. And Adam Sandler goes when he wins his award. Mm-hmm. My agent, when I got the phone call that I won, mm-hmm. I was on the highway driving. I'm like, well, you're supposed to be surprised when you find out you win, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're supposed to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I won.
Oh, he didn't say nominated?
No. So when I found out I won.
Okay.
So he tried to make a joke of being like, I wrote I thought my agent said I won for Sexiest Man Alive. Mm-hmm. So then he goes on to talk about his sex life. Oh. And he talks in that voice, that kid voice.
Oh, the whole time.
He reads the acceptance speech about like going to Pound Town and like his sexy, the whole thing. And Jennifer Aniston had to introduce him. That's why she was there.
Okay.
So she's like, gives him the award. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they got that woman there because everyone else she did not know a person in the room. Okay. Not a person. Ice Spice was there, like a few people, but like Ken, but not Ryan Gosling, the other Ken, the other three Kens. Simu was there, that Ken, like just sort of like.
Simu's dancing.
A sprinkle. He hosted it.
Oh, that guy from Toronto, like went to a school really close to us. He's killing it. So Adam Sandler's like, God, how are you doing? Because I know you hate these things and I don't know how they got you here, but they did. And she's like, no, I'm fine. It's People Choice Awards. And I was like, this is an embarrassing disaster to watch right now. Anyways, they, and then he went on to actually like say a thank you speech. It was so long. I'm like, wow, you have had the floor for, it was very long. Were his daughters and wife there?
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know this, every single one of Adam Sandler's movies, his wife has a cameo in it. So she's a character in every one of his movies.
Yeah.
And it's so fun because it's kind of like find her in the movie because sometimes she's a really small part, but she's always like a very far back small character. It's so good.
Yeah. So he won something. And then I was like,
what did they vote for? Like, what would his category be?
Like, I think it was like Legend Award. Like, it was something big.
Okay. What else do people win for?
Like country album of the year.
Oh, Best Kiss. Oh, like Best Kiss?
I think so. And like,
what's the award look like?
Is it the Moon? No, that's MTV.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. You're thinking of the Slime Awards?
Yeah, I'm thinking about the popcorn thing. Actually, the popcorn. It's like a gold popcorn.
That might be it.
Okay.
Or there's listen, it was boring. I'm like, we're done.
What other categories were there for like People's Choice? Was there like social media, like TikTok star?
Like concert, like I think like, no TikTok star. I don't see that. I didn't watch enough. I watched the like red carpet and they were interviewing people and I'm like, I don't know who those is.
I know.
I didn't know who anyone was.
Well, in the Grammys, a lot of people didn't know who anyone was. In the
a lot of people, that means all the old people didn't know.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else knows who they are.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the irony of talking about pop culture is hilarious because we actually need the same podcast because TikTok is that. If you don't know, TikTok is literally that. TikTok. And yesterday I saw on TikTok a trend and I was like, I need to make this for her. Okay, you ready for what it is?
For who?
You.
Food?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really fun. They do so many trends on there. If you don't know, they do so it's basically melted cheese.
Yes.
Right off the bat, it's no. I don't know if I'd put the bacon in there for you, but they sprinkle bacon.
Okay, yeah.
Then they put a spicy pickle, dill pickle.
Mouth just watered.
In the middle.
Yes.
And roll it.
Yes, I've seen this.
And then you eat it like
Do you have pickles and cheese? Can we do that later?
I was thinking, but I don't have spicy pickles. But I guess we could put spice in it. Like you can put a spice in it. Yeah, so it's a spicy cheddar pickle. And I was like, I feel
Well, I have to tell you that there was a friend of ours when we were in high school. She was like, they're called like munchies or something. And it was basically you take a dill pickle piece and you put a cheddar cheese on top and you eat it in your mouth at the same time.
Okay.
And it just has such a, it works.
It's kind of like chocolate covered pretzels.
Yeah.
Where it works.
It works, but pickles with cheese seem kind of weird. Although
fried cheese, everything is good with fried cheese.
Oh, like hot cheese.
Fried. So it's like kind of hard and then you roll it and it kind of gets crispy when you roll the pickle. So you have like a double crunch.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds really good.
Yeah, I thought of you. I mean, a lot could go wrong.
Or right.
Real right.
Oh, sounds really good.
I thought, I was like, that'd be a fun thing to make.
Yeah,
easy.
That would be fun.
If keto was still a thing, it'd be
keto is so good.
Remember that?
Fat. Keto is so good for eating fat.
So it's super interesting we talk about pop culture because I have recently been seeing on my People. So People magazine is now becoming like regular people news because I think celebrities are sharing too much online. So it's not really interesting. And so they're doing regular news.
Yeah.
Which to me is crazy.
But regular interesting news. Like juicy news.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of crime. And I still think the pop culture is still like for us, like things that come up on a streaming, like entertainment on streaming, that's pop culture. When a comedian gets a new special, that's pop culture to us. I mean, because we have to share with each other what interests us at our age.
Well, what I was going to also say is that the regular, like people who would not have been famous before, like the football players, that are all now becoming the celebrities that people want to because they're normal people who are now famous and everyone's like, they're all in on that. And I'm like, what? Like the Travis Kelce's and
I just started watching the Patriots season. Like we're still waiting for more to be released, but basically it's like following Tom Brady from the beginning and watching the whole franchise of the Patriots and how.
Do you like it?
Oh yeah, you'll like it too. It's really
I'll
good.
like it.
Yeah. And I swear to God, Tom's hair got thicker through the years, which makes sense. He's so much more handsome than he ever was. He's fitter than he ever was.
Probably not. He doesn't probably eat broccoli anymore.
Yeah.
He's probably not a vegan.
But one of the funny things about him was, the linebackers, like they have to keep a certain weight and they have to like eat a lot and they have to be kind of like overweight, right?
Okay.
And they like to drink and party. And Tom was a quarterback. So in order to like really make the team feel like a team, he knew that he had to get with his linebackers. So they would go out drinking and he could like drink them. Like he could,
under the table?
He could drink more than them, but he knew it was important to get respect from the big linebackers.
So he became a drinker for that night only.
Yeah.
That's how committed to his cause he is.
Well, I think he always I think he drank, but it was Giselle that made him go all like clean and eat broccoli and have broccoli treats and candy.
That Giselle.
Yeah, that Giselle. So, but they were saying how, the team, how to make a team be as one. You've got to fit in and you've got to do, and he knew how to do all those things.
I love that drinking was a way to the linebackers' heart.
Yeah, it was. And they said it. And Tom knew that's how you have to get in with them. Be with them, like gain their respect. Like I can do it too. Like I'm a fucking party guy too. And which
is interesting because if you guys highly 10 okay, the movie The Greatest, which is like, to me, I really liked it. It was the right time because Max was sick. So it was like a good movie to watch at the time because there wasn't a lot going on. Greater. Does have a really huge religious like component to it. So some parts you're kind of like, personally, I could have done without.
But it was also questioning religion, which was interesting. I would say my kids found that interesting.
Yeah, when you're deep. I'm not that deep. I just want the story. Land the fucking plane. I don't need the plot. I mean, I don't need the B plot.
You don't need the symbolism and shit.
I do not need the symbolism for anything. Okay. Just fucking tell me the story and let's move on. I do not need, did they, didn't they? Fucking did they or didn't they? It's probably why I don't like mysteries. Yeah. I don't care. Did they? Don't leave me hanging.
Yeah.
So, he was really religious, and which was fine. It was the second part of the religion I didn't like. And he converted everyone into, he was the leader of bringing everyone out of drinking and into like the clean world of being, it's a football player. It's a real story. He dies. I'm going to ruin the plot for you guys.
Oh God. But he did go out with all of them. They all drank.
They got him drunk and he was upset.
Yeah, but
they didn't tell him.
Stop drinking because of it.
Well, he made them all clean up their act because they were being so bad. And he made them move in a house and work out and pray. They all began to pray before games and shit.
Yeah.
He really did turn the plot on that one. He was very religious. And they said it was kind of ironic. So he's a football player. If you guys, I forget his name, which is terrible.
He's the greatest walk-on of all time.
Yeah. And he ends up making it really, it's just a really good movie to watch that he was not talented.
And a walk-on, just for the people who don't know, is sort of like going to college, not getting any sort of a scholarship and being a bench warmer.
Yeah, he barely made it on the high school team. And he walked on to the tryout and they're like, you're not going to make it. And he was like, okay, but I am. But not in a way that was like, I'm going to make it. Just kind of like delusional. Like at first I thought he might have had something like that was different about him, that he was like, but there wasn't. He got a scholarship for.
He's really smart.
Really smart. And he wasn't that smart in school. That smart in school in the beginning. Anyways, he walks on, and I thought it's such a good movie to watch because it shows he changed many teams over and over again and made such an impact. And then it wasn't because he was the most talented. It was because of how hard he worked and how hard he believed that they all began to believe and change the way they did shit, which was partying, drinking. And then he was like, I don't do that. And they're like, okay, we'll do what you do. You didn't even have to say anything. We'll do what you do. I was like, wow. And I saw this quote because I'm reading a book, which I highly recommend for y'all. And it says there's no, the I in team is in the a-hole. Because the A is an ass. That's so funny.
So if you think of yourself as an I in a team, you're an asshole.
You're an asshole.
Yeah.
That's so funny because there's no I in team.
Yeah.
That just like whatever. But the I in team is in the a-hole, literally.
That's really funny.
When you look at the capital A, you can see the dot and the thing. And I was like, it's a great quote to think about it that way. So if you're, because I have one of those on one of my kids' teams. You know exactly who I'm saying. Obviously. And they're the A.
Yeah.
I'm like, if my kid's ever the A, will you tell me if they're the A?
Yeah.
Will you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make that pact.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think people do know.
So you think that if the kid is the asshole on the team, that the parents don't know?
Yeah. I do. I don't know how many parents are objective, and which was interesting because in that movie that I'm talking about, they didn't even believe in him. They were like, yeah, whatever. They had like, they were very, no one was surprised when he got it because he was just so basically determined. And I mean basic because it's not like he woke up and trained 8 hours. Like it wasn't like he was just even a little bit good. Everyone was just like, of course you did. Like, of course, it's like he could see nothing else. Except one thing.
Well, Tom said when they let him when they drafted him, and he was drafted like
low.
I mean, he had to go out on a walk. Like he was like, I'm not going to be fucking drafted. I thought I would be. And then finally they were just like, the Patriots were like, we don't need one, but like, I guess we'll pick it up. And he said, and Robert Kraft, who's the owner of the Patriots, said he'll never forget. Tom walked up to him and he's like, I'm Tom Brady. And he's like, I know who you are. And he said, this is going to be the best decision you ever made. And I mean, they didn't see that for a long time, but what he did was he believed in himself. And the crazy thing about how special he is, I mean, he really is, everyone refers to him as the GOAT. Like All football players. Nobody can say anything bad about him.
Patrick Mahomes is coming in hot right now.
He's good, but I mean, Tom's
years
retired.
and years and years.
And it wasn't his physicality. It was his
mental capacity.
His what do they
character?
No, his IQ for football. So he was smarter. He could think faster. He could. What made him better than other people is he could predict things before they happen, and he studied. You know, so it wasn't necessarily about his physicality, although that was amazing. But it wasn't in the beginning. It was about his their athletic IQ.
They're football smart. They're hockey smart.
It's something IQ. I can't remember what it is, but his is so high. The amount of respect that guy has and how he changed the franchise and everything is just, and how
this is a fun fact that Patrick Mahomes was not drafted number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I said he was like not even really talked about. And I said, was Kansas good before him? Mm-hmm. I don't really know football before him. I don't know football before really much, but I knew Tom Brady, but I could only tell you.
And the Patriots were shit.
Okay. And I said, was Kansas good? And I forget what Mark said. Maybe I wasn't really listening, but I was like, do you think that did they like build a team around him? And Mark's like, nope. Like they just began to come together because also Travis Kelce was good, but not like he got cut from a team. Like if I kicked off, and his brother, was the one who kept him. Also a great series, which is on Amazon Prime. I said it wrong and everyone got mad at me. The Kelce brothers, which I'm sure is streamed like number 1 now. But Travis is very rarely in it. Just so you all know, it's mostly about Jason, not about Travis, and just sort of his life, which is really weird because he must have been more famous before his brother.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they didn't do one on Travis.
I know.
I guess his brother's older. He had more of a story. Like Travis was just on his own. This guy had like wife and kids and a life, and the way he was living was kind of like not expected. You know?
Yeah, I'm curious why they chose him.
I know.
And you know what I mean? If I could go back and talk to the producer, like there's something, maybe he's more famous than I know. Mm-hmm. Maybe he was more well known than you and I know. Anyways, here nor there. I was just saying that, it's just interesting that none of them were amazing. In the beginning, they all had to work for it. When all we see is the people who are like amazing, like the hockey players who everyone talks about. That one guy, I still don't know his name. He's young. He just got drafted this year.
Oh, the one with the mom.
Yeah,
on the team. Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't remember, but I remember.
Okay. Oh, is it Connor McDavid?
Nope. It's another name.
It's not. Are you sure?
No, I'm positive. I know what Connor McDavid actually looks like. Keep going.
So if you don't know the story, it was so huge in the NHL, and it's totally blown over, which is so weird, but I had to pick up my son the day it like kind of went buck wild. So this one player, I should probably find out the both players' names.
All I remember is that before he was drafted, or they knew he was going to be drafted, but like he was still like living in like wherever he's from,
Vancouver,
and he was still like a kid, and everyone was like, that's the one who's going to be. So he gets drafted to the team, and they put him on a team with someone who is sort of like supposed to be like his mentor. He's older.
Corey Perry. Corey Perry is his name. Okay.
Corey Perry is
the
kid's name?
No.
Yeah.
It is Connor Bedard.
Bedard. You said Connor McDavid.
Sorry, guys.
Wait, Connor Bedard? They both have the name Connor?
Connor Bedard. And Corey.
Right. Who is his mentor?
Who's older. Who's like in his 30s. Mm-hmm. So they're on the same team together, okay? They're on the Chicago Blackhawks. I remember, I don't know why we get served a ton of hockey things, probably because we talk hockey, but it starts to break that.
A mother-son vacation, they go off in the off-season.
So not off-season, it's during the season.
Okay, so
it's like a mother-son road trip.
So they go on son. So the mothers of the hockey players and the hockey players
all go on a road trip together for a weekend. And they go
on a beach, right?
No. It's like they go on the games with them. Like they're actually going on the road trip. So like it's like you and me going to like Detroit, like a tournament.
Oh my God. I always thought it was like a beach vacation.
No.
And that they partied at night.
No. Like they have to go play. It's like a road trip.
You just like assume things in your head and
it's in the middle of the season.
Nope.
Okay, so it's a road trip, okay?
I thought it was like, grad trip when moms and sons go away together.
No,
that was my head.
Okay, I love that for you. Mm-hmm. They weren't on vacation.
No, they weren't.
So they're like in training and everything. Mm-hmm. And this is the thing, because this kid, for those of you who know hockey, his mom moved. When you're young in hockey, you basically get signed to a team and you're supposed to go bill it with someone, another family you don't know, and you say goodbye to your family at like 16, 17. His mom, Connor's mom, moves with him and basically gives up her life. So if you have other kids, you're like, the other parent's like, you're in charge of these ones. I'm going with this one to like help him through this time. Got an apartment with him, like helped him train. Then he gets drafted to Chicago at like 18 years old. Okay. Super young. And his mentor is older and is on the same team. Okay. So they're like, great. They go on this road trip. All of a sudden, Corey is no longer playing. He's like, that's like, there, and they have media events every night about the game.
Is Corey married?
Yes, with children. So they're like, Corey, where's Corey? So they keep asking, where's Corey? Why is he not? Why? Because he's a healthy scratch. Healthy scratch means there's nothing wrong. He's just scratched from the lineup.
And the best place when something like this happens is to go to TikTok because they're the first to come out with the rumors and the reporting.
So the story comes out that Corey Perry has slept with the stars, the new baby star's mom. Okay. It's everywhere. It is gone. There is memes. There is like, it is everywhere. It's all over the news. I'm picking up my son to go somewhere. He's already heard about it from TikTok. It is like, it's gone. The story has left the station and there's nothing anyone can really do about it. The Chicago Blackhawks have to come out and be like, they come out like 3 days later. I don't even think they came out right away. They came out like then they immediately put him on waivers, which means they're getting rid of him. He's on waivers. So he's either not going to get picked up or another team's going to pick him up. So he's fired from the Blackhawks.
And they have a press conference and basically the coach is like, there's like nothing true to these rumors and it is disgusting that anybody would come out with these lies.
And we're all, now that it's in social media, you're all kind of like this. Whenever someone even puts a little bit of a fake rumor out there, you're still like,
Well, this is when I taught Max the lesson, where there's smoke, there's fire. Who would make up such a disgusting, odd, specific rumor if there was nothing to the story?
So it wasn't the mom.
No.
It was apparently, we still don't have facts on it, someone's daughter, one of the staff's daughters who works in
the organization,
which I guess is illegal, or he slept with the wrong one, or was having flirtations that this is all just a conversation. There is no fact that has come out, or there's nothing that's come out that said, oh, hey, this is what happened. So he gets actually picked up by Edmonton. A team picks him up. Smart, because now they have so much tension because, genius.
And also he's a great player. So he had sex with someone.
Married sex. People have been fired for married sex. Like the coaches and shit. The anchors fired for married sex. If you're married and have sex, you're fired.
Well, he did get fired from the team.
Yeah, I'm saying lots, because we're like, he just had sex, but apparently married sex gets you fired from lots.
Yes.
So the rumor is gone. Just gone. I don't even think you could find it now. He's just carried on. The poor mom, half the people probably don't know that it didn't happen because it turned around so quick and the story was there and then it was gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that is very scary that in a blink of an eye, you can go from the biggest story to gone without having it corrected. It was never corrected. They did a press conference, but social media didn't like that. They didn't pick that up and share that.
I didn't like it that much either. I'm like, that's a very odd thing to suggest if there's nothing to it.
We do know firsthand that when one person says something, it changes about 55 times before it gets back to the right source.
It's like the juiciest story ever.
I know.
And that poor young boy, 18-year-old boy, and his
trying
mother.
Trying to just make it happen in life.
And his mentor, the rumor his mentor sleeps with his mother.
Can you imagine? You wake up in the morning and there's a rumor that your mom has slept. It's like one of your kids wakes up and you've slept with his teammate.
Yeah.
His mentor. Where do you go from there? What are you saying? Hey, morning, honey. I did not sleep with your teammate. I was in my room last night. I didn't sleep with anyone. I'm married to your dad. I slept with no one.
I know.
He must have known, though, hopefully, if they all went to bed at the same time.
Yeah, I guess. You can always sneak out.
Max was like, I would hate you. I would hate you. That mom is a terrible mom. And I was like, understood.
Yeah. Because men can't control themselves, but women should know better.
I think it was the mom. Like a mom doesn't do that to their son. You know what I mean?
A dad could do that to his kids.
If a dad went and slept with the soccer player's mentor on the team, I'm going to say he's probably just a dickbag too for it. The dad be in trouble. The dad wouldn't be like, "Where to go? You don't sleep with your kids' teammates." That's rule number one. That's a hard rule. That's not a rule. That's idiot stamp. If you're going to sleep with your kids' teammates, sorry, are you an idiot? No, you don't sleep with your Natalie. You don't sleep with your kids' teammates.
Obviously,
yeah, no, that's a hard no.
I don't think we need to make that
dad or mom. I think you're a bad person. I'm saying it. And it's like your kid's young, 18. You're sleeping with the fucking mentor. Bad rumor. Didn't happen. I don't think. I don't know, but I just.
Someone said that there must have been something between them that made people think that it happened.
Well, they were close to the same age.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like he's in his 30s. She's
probably a babe.
Yeah, maybe people wanted something to happen. They were like, "Oh, that would be funny," or like, let's just pretend this would happen, okay? I'm gonna just go like this. Maybe someone's like, "Why isn't Corey playing?" And then some jackass like me would be like, "Oh, he slept with Bedard's mom," as a joke, right? And then someone's like, "He slept with Bedard's mom." We have 7 children. You should hear the shit that goes down. You can say something, and then it goes.
They mishear it, and then they're like telling each other about it.
And
like,
it goes through. It goes through number 7 to the end, and then you're like, "I never said that." And they're like, "Use," and then it goes around again. I'm like, what is going on right now?
Yeah. And kids love drama.
And so there's a lot of kids on that team. Kids, wink, wink, young men who are, I mean.
You want to know something scary? I was watching a Dateline, and it was basically a girl was murdered in high school. And it turns out when they did the investigation, it was 2 of her friends at school. And they basically,
I saw this,
but it was so crazy because, they say like, a lot of sometimes the people that end up doing like shootings in schools, they play a lot of video games and they're not really a part of actual reality anymore.
Yeah.
So these boys, 2 boys, they were friends. They just wanted to kill someone because they had watched the movie Scream. In Scream, they scare them and then they actually kill them.
Yeah.
And they videoed themselves being like, "This has to happen. Like, we're going to do this." And they videoed before they did it, right before they did it, after they did it. And then they went and tried to burn the tape. And the fucking cops were like, "You didn't burn it enough." So they watched the whole thing. And these 2 young boys otherwise, like, were good kids. Like, there's nothing about them. It's just that they felt like they were losers. And they thought that this would put them in, like, this would make them, give them a name. And 15 years later, they came and they interviewed the boy. And he's like, "Everyone always asks me, why did I do that?" And he said, "It's really crazy. The only thing I can think is I felt like such a loser. I was inspired was so into like the movie and like all of these horror movies of making something happen and they were like, well, what was it like when the murder was actually happening?" He goes, "I felt like an audience was watching. Like, I felt like we were acting out something like a show, and it just happened to be her. We had nothing against her."
It makes me barf.
But 15 years later, when he was talking about it, he goes, "I know it doesn't make sense." And so he was like, "What would you say to like other kids who are feeling like this?" And he said, I would basically let them know that like, if you do this, your whole life will be taken forever, because from high school, both of them are in jail forever. No patrol, no parole, nothing. They'll be there for the rest of their lives. And that like, basically like, if you feel like a loser, you're gonna be a big loser if you do it. But also, he didn't like suggest he's only ever been in jail, but like,
wow,
basically like saying, I mean, what his advice really should have been is, if you feel that way, you need to talk to somebody about it. Isn't that scary? Like, and it was
because all they do is do audiences now.
Exactly. Like, you remember we were saying that one girl, she's like, "I just want to see what it's like to kill someone."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I guess they can get so into their worlds. And some kids are really, and probably some of you guys that are listening to this, I don't think that we really have this because there's not enough time in our lives, but so deeply into video games.
Which is so, okay, so 2 things. And then we have to wrap it up because it's been 30 minutes. But I am reading this book, Crazy. I keep talking about it, but they talk about a part where you see a horror movie. Mm-hmm. And your brain, if you hate it, you hate the feeling of watching it, mm-hmm. your brain will go back and visit it 7 times. It will flash in your head. It will keep going and going. And by the
So I had that when I was young, and it was a momentary vision that stayed with me for probably 20 years.
Okay, so it just keeps coming and coming. So there's a study that shows that if you go after you watch a scary movie that you didn't like and play Tetris, your brain will not go in and put that into it will not sear into your brain the idea of moving shapes. You can't listen to something, you can't read something. It's actually going and making your brain do something totally different than searing that memory into your brain. You go and play Tetris. Go play a video game to get it out of your head.
Tetris is very different
than shooting people.
Yeah.
So actual Tetris.
Because Tetris is a puzzle.
Only for 10 minutes. Once. It will change you. It lowers your the
impact it has on you
by 80%.
Well, the other thing, I was watching another one, and she was a really good stay-at-home mom. She was a great cook.
Thank God I'm not.
She
killed someone?
No, she did not kill someone. She had she would run sewing classes. They were in a small town. She was just Martha Stewart, perfection mom. But she had some time on her hands once her kids were at school, and she started getting into this video game. And it was about you become like a king or a queen or like a lord or a lady.
Sounds like you.
She got to me.
You love video games when you get into them.
Well, I really love Watermelon, which is literally Tetris.
Yeah. Okay. Good girl.
And I like to play Tetris while I watch murders because I think it's good for my brain. And she got so into the world of being a lady and the relationships inside the video game that she actually lost she lost the reality of her life. So it can happen to adults too.
No, it can. And it's actually called biofeedback too. If you go and want to change something from your brain, they go and play a video game to make a new thing in your brain. And then it's how a lot of people deal with anxiety, depression.
Well, I think there's definitely good video games to play and bad video games to play. I mean, she lost her life and people are killing people. But, speaking of video games, last night I was watching, the Daytona 500. And one of the guys that won in the end, he's like, I was just a guy literally playing race cars on video games. And look at me.
So, Nike has an esport camp.
Yeah.
Esports.
Well, I mean, esports makes more money than real sports.
Thinking we should pick a few, put them in that lottery.
I used to think one of them could have gotten there.
I think he could.
His passion for video games is not deep enough.
Mine's getting there. He could maybe go there. But he likes talking to people. He doesn't like when they all leave, he gets off.
Exactly. That's not. I have someone on my street who has a real passion for making money on video games.
We should sign them.
We should sign them.
Have a great day.